How are we doing, Nick? NK Active here. So let's chat around foot orthoses, because to put it bluntly, there's a lot of rubbish out there and there's a lot of myths around about what foot orthoses are and what they do. So let's start with the basics. From our perspective in clinic, we've got three types of foot orthoses. We've got our modified off-the-shelf devices that we tend to use in clinic. It can be a short-term, long-term device, but they're the cheaper option, but limit to what we can really do with them. Then we can move to something like a semi-bespoke device where we have a pre-formed shell that we can modify to what you need, and then we can then move to products that are fully bespoke for you. Now, the big myth is that just because you buy custom foot orthoses, it doesn't mean they're going to be the best for you. With foot orthoses, it's all about getting the right tool for the right job. So there are plenty of patients we see where a simple modified off-the-shelf set of foot orthoses does the job perfectly well. And that's myth number one. Myth number two that let's bust is that foot orthoses, they can be removed. A lot of people think that they're fit and forget. That's it. Once I've got foot orthoses, it's a life sentence. I must do everything in them or my whole world's going to fall apart. That is not true at all. There are some people that do need foot orthoses on a long-term or permanent basis, but there are lots of people we see in clinic that actually don't need them long-term. So what we'll tend to try and do is, if we can manage someone 3 to 6 months, we'll stick them a set of off-the-shelf foot orthoses if it's the right product for them, and we use that as a tool to help offload a structure, so then you can then do your exercises, get stronger, then once you're stronger you then may not need the foot orthosis again. And there are still times where you need a foot orthosis short term, but actually what you need the orthosis to do for you is too much from what a bespoke, an off-the-shelf product can do. We have to get something a little more bespoke. Then if we then look at the other important thing that you need to consider when looking at foot orthoses is your activity levels and the weight, and then also the shoe that you put the orthoses in. So let's sort of talk about activity levels. But you think what the foot and the lower limb is doing different things compared to when you walk, compared to when you run. So you may need, if you get problems on walking and running, different foot orthoses to do different things for you whilst you're walking and running. Then if we then take weight in consideration, if you're someone that weighs 9 stone or if you're someone that weighs 15, 16 stone and you gave everyone the same products, then they're going to work differently dependent on your weight. And then importantly, we then look at footwear. The foot orthosis will only work as well as a shoe that goes in. So if you want to give a foot orthosis to help support the foot and you stick it in like a really canvasy shoe like a Converse or something, then that's not the most ideal shoe for that foot orthosis to go in. But I think the biggest myth that we need to bust is that foot orthoses do not have to straighten you up. It is my biggest bugbear on social media. You see companies posting videos left, right and centre of use our foot orthosis and it will straighten your heel up, straighten your leg up, straighten your back up, and it will get rid of all your pain. I have not heard so much tosh in my life. It is just atrocious. That is just not true whatsoever. Foot orthosis, they may do that, they may not, but it doesn't matter. If we put them in and it doesn't straighten you up, but you get the objective that you need, then it doesn't matter. And the way we like to use them in clinic is a tool to aid our bespoke rehabilitation process. So we use them as a tool to help people get active, but we also use it as a tool to help offload a structure. And the majority of our patients we see in clinic, we actually wean off our foot orthosis. So it is actually, we're here just to try and bust these myths, because there's a lot of rubbish out there and foot orthoses get a bad rep, but I think they could be a really, really useful tool if used correctly. So that's a bit of a rant from me, but also hopefully a bit more information around foot orthosis. Any questions, any queries, just get in touch and we'll see you all soon. Bye now.